I just found the absolute best virtual synth plugin for creating synthwave music, or if you're just looking to recreate authentic 70s and 80s synthesizer sounds, this plugin is for you. And the plugin I'm talking about is called Syntronik 2. Here's what I was able to put together with just some of these presets. So I've been using Syntronik 1 for a while and it was great, but they recently came out with Syntronik 2, which is like 10 times better, and it is absolutely amazing because it's actually 54 different synthesizers in one plugin. You can see all the different synthesizers you get here, and they're all based on authentic synthesizers that were created in the 70s and 80s and widely used, which makes them great for synthwave music, for any kind of retro music, or just if you're wanting to add some analog synthesizer sounds to your modern productions. And I believe there are actually 33 different actual instruments included in here, but the reason you come up with 54 different sounds is some of these are actually multiple synthesizers combined into one. So like this mini mod here, I think this is actually a couple different Moog synthesizers built into one here. And so you can see you get all these awesome presets. So I'll go through and break down all the awesome elements of this plugin in a second, but first let's just get an overview of what this sounds like. So if you go to orpheusaudioacademy.com/syntronik2, you can find it here. It's by IK Multimedia, where you can purchase it, and you can see all the different synthesizers that comes with it. So here are the 22 classic synths that were included in the original version, and they just added 11 new ones. That one takes me back to playing SimCity 2000. All right, pretty amazing. Now, before I cover all the different elements of this plugin, I just want to let you know about my free Synthwave sample pack that you can grab in the description below. And this has a ton of different drum samples and effect samples that you can add to your Synthwave or 80s style music productions. And like I said, this is completely free, so just click in the description below to download those free samples. All right, so first off, here we are inside of Syntronik 2, and you can see all the different synthesizers here on the side. And you have this awesome preset browser here. You get, this is massive. I believe it's actually 200 gigabytes worth of sounds here of presets, and over 5,000 presets in here. So you get tons and tons of sounds. And of course you can tweak these as well, but these are amazing presets that already sound great, that already sound like the actual analog synthesizers they came from. So you can quickly start making awesome music. And so if we look back at these samples here, you can sort them by a lot of different awesome filters. So first off, you can filter by module. So if I just wanted to look at the TO3 samples, I can just click on this, and now it's only displaying those samples from that particular synthesizer. So that's great because different synthesizers have different strengths, and so you can kind of go through these and sort by the ones you want. Different generations, so you can look at Syntronik 1 or Syntronik 2. And then we got all these different categories. So we can look at just arpeggios, chromatic, drums, piano, sound effects, bass, lead, pad, pluck, sweep, and so on. And you can also sort by timbre here. So you can have aggressive, basic, buzzy, so on and so on. So all these different, so whatever sound you're looking for, since there's so many presets in here, this is really helpful for finding the mood that you're looking to create, the type of sound you want with your synth. And so this is actually very, very handy. There's also style if you're looking for more analog, antique, atmospheric, so on. Also genre, there's kind of different genres of synths in here you can look into. And of course you also have mood. And you also have your user presets here if you create any. And you also have a favorites folder, so you can look in here for any favorites that you've saved. Let's just look at some of these real quick. Pretty cool. And then we got pads in here. Pretty awesome. So it could be here all day if I was going through all these different presets. So let's move on. There's also the edit panel here. And so this is really awesome. This wasn't in Syntronik 1, but it is here in Syntronik 2. So this gives you the ability to really dial in your sound. You can edit your filter, your envelope, your oscillators, and you have this large modulation matrix here. So you can modulate just about anything you want to modulate. So for example, if you look at this bottom parameter here we have LFO2 is going to be modulating filter parameter 1. So I believe filter parameter 1 is right here. The frequency, and of course you can also MIDI learn this, so you can map it to your keyboard if you want. So if I were to play this, we should see LFO2, which is this right here, modulating the filter. And it looks like it's going to be opening it up by +10, and it will be modulating it at a dotted eighth note rate using this waveform here. So let's listen to this. And you can see the filter opens up there. Actually, we got several. This actually filter is being modulated by several different things. You can see LFO1 is also modulating it. And we could add some more modulation to that if we wanted to. So we could say we'll use LFO3 since that's not being used. And why don't we do actually the filter drive? So is that filter parameter 3? You can hear that's doing a little bit. Every eighth note here, it's bringing up the drive a little bit. So it's adding some of that saturation. So obviously you don't have to do that. There's lots of different ways to modulate, but it's really easy to do in here. And so you can create a lot of awesome, interesting sounds in addition to just using the presets. So that is the edit panel, but we also have the effects panel here, and Syntronik comes with 71 different effects, which is pretty awesome. So you can further color your sound and you don't have to worry about adding in a bunch of extra plugins. You can kind of get the sound you want right here inside of the synth itself. So by default, it has a channel strip plugin here. It has a flanger, tape echo, vintage plate, and then a compressor. So that's interesting. So if we listen to this, and adjust these settings. That's pretty cool if you want more of the flanger effect. And of course, this can all be automated as well. You can map it to your DAW, your keyboard, and draw in this automation here if you wanted to automate these controls. That's pretty cool. Let's crank up the reverb too, make a huge reverb sound. That's pretty cool. And we can add in some other effects here, so you can see they're all organized here. So you got different kinds of reverb and delay you can add on here. We could add some, we have modulation options here too. That's pretty cool. We got amps too, to make things a little bit more guitar sounding. Of course, you have regular distortion here. We could have a lo-fi distortion on this. Wow, that'd be cool for some kind of apocalyptic sounding sci-fi. As you can see, there's so much control in here, so many effects you can throw in, all these different EQs, a lot of them, again, based on vintage EQs, which is pretty awesome. Also compressors in here, like the 2A and the 76. Also got the British channel in here, which is based on the SSL console channel strip. So if you want to get that classic SSL saturation, as well as being able to add in some EQ. That's pretty cool. And of course, if you have any adjustments you make and you want to save these as presets, you can do that as well. We also have some interesting filters as well. So we have a wah filter here. So cool, and there's endless possibilities here. You can definitely get lost in this with all the different possibilities that are available to you. We also have the player panel here, so if you want to turn this into an arpeggiator, you can do that as well. Obviously, this probably isn't the best sound for that. What if we did a pluck? And of course, we can extend this range if we want, and we can draw in different random levels here if we want. So if we just have it on straight ARP, it will not play this sequence. We'll just do a regular ARP, but you can also choose sequence, and now it will play this sequence. You can adjust the length here. And one last thing you can check out is you actually have the interface of the synthesizer here for really quick controls if you're wanting to control this. You got your cutoff, you got your resonance. You got several different types of filters to choose from here. You got your oscillators, your envelope controls here. So now we can turn this pluck into more of a stab. Of course, you can choose poly or mono or different legato options here. And of course, you got your modulation over here too. So say we wanted to modulate the filter, you can use a sine wave, and we'll use BPM sync. So now it's modulating this cutoff filter here. So you get the idea. Now let's just listen to some presets here, I guess, for the lead, just so you can get an idea of some more of the sounds that are available in here. Man, I tell you what, this is an awesome plugin. And if you're creating any kind of music that involves analog synthesizers like Synthwave, then you definitely should pick this up. So just go to orpheusaudioacademy.com/Syntronik or click in the description below. Otherwise, if you want more help with creating Synthwave music, then just check out my playlist on the screen right now, which includes a bunch of tutorials on making Synthwave music. All right, have a great day and keep creating.